What's going on, guys? Asian Guy here, bringing you information and a reaction to the very first look at the new Legend Shanks. That's right, guys, I don't actually know what any of these units do yet. All I know is their artworks right now and that they're in Legends as well. So this is all going to be coming out on the Japanese server of One Piece Treasure Cruise for the new Team Kizuna Kid. So I will probably be pulling on this banner because I want to have the boosters for Kizuna Kid if he is... I mean, if the Kizuna itself, the rewards itself are something that I want, which I probably will do. So, in Shanks, he is a super type legend, I believe. Yeah, he does have a super typing condition. Right, let's take a look. This is going to be my initial reaction because I don't know what any of these legends do just yet. Max stats, he does have the barrier penetration. I assume a lot of int characters are going to have this because Halloween Mihawk legend, Halloween Mihawk lore legend also have barrier penetration as well. The artwork looks so good. He has pinch healing and no healing reduction as well. So, Pirate Festival stats, very nice HP, very nice attack, very nice speed as well. Decent speed there overall. Hopefully you guys can see this. Maybe I have to zoom in a little bit more. Captain ability, he will boost attack of int characters depending on the tap timing of the previous character. Oof. Minimum 4 times, maximum 5 times. Boost attack of non-int characters by 3.75 times, HP by 1.3 times of the entire crew. At the end of the turn, heal 0.5 times character's recovery times number of perfect hits this turn. I'm not a fan, but before I forget as well, guys, thank you so much to Koala-san for putting out all this information, because this stuff takes ages to do, guys. I used to do some of it before, and let me tell you, it takes so long to put all of this information out. So massive shout out to Koala-san, carrying the community here with the translations. So yeah, boost attack of int characters, depending on tap timing. That is a fat L for me. I am not a fan of that. Smoker has it, the new Halloween lore has it. So you start off with 4 times, you hit a perfect, you get 4.25, then 4.5, and then 4.75, and then 5 times. So you have 2 characters who get the 5 times attack boost. I think it's 2 characters who get the 5 times attack boost. Obviously, 4 times attack is nothing to laugh about because that's really good. But I would just prefer like a flat 5 times in some way, shape, or form. It is what it is. Boost attack of non-int characters by 3.75 times. It's a universal attack boost, so that's nice. HP by 1.3, and then he heals himself as well, making him a very tanky legend at that. Special ability. For 3 turns, boost color affinity of normal attacks for cerebral and slashers by 2 times. That's amazing. When there are 4 or more int characters on the crew, for 3 turns, plus 1.0 to the chain. It's a bit restrictive. Cerebral and slashers, and then you want 4 int characters or more to get the plus 1 times to, or plus 1.0 to the chain. So 3 turns for both is amazing because it will carry over from mini boss stage to the boss stage unless the bosses clear the buff. But otherwise, I gotta say, that's pretty good. It's really good for the Halloween Mihawk. It's really good for the Halloween lore if you have those legends. I don't have either of them, so this is not that useful to me. And I would assume for the majority of the player base, this is not that useful either, because Cerebral and Slasher, 3 turns of color affinity. If you run him on a Cerebral and Slasher team, all you're getting from that special is the color affinity. And is that really enough? Because every special we use today now, guys, has like 2, 3, 4, even 5 different functions now. And this will only limit you to 1 unless you have 4 or more int characters, which again makes your team more restrictive for that 1 chain boost, plus 1 chain boost, which is for 3 turns, but still. I'm a little bit underwhelmed by the captain and special. Let's take a look at the super typing. Luffy, Mihawk, Beckman, Yasop, or Luckyru as the conditions, which is kind of hard to fulfill, being realistically speaking. There's not many good int Luffys as well, especially cerebral slasher ones. I don't think there is a good int Luffy for that. And then his super typing special will change block, recovery, tandem, bomb, and empty orbs to matching orbs. For 3 turns, reduce defense to 0 of all enemies super type int characters. That's okay because it doesn't actually change color orbs. So you're still going to rely on another unit if you have color orbs, because he doesn't have beneficial orbs in his captain ability. You're going to need sailor abilities. You're going to need another special to get the full border matching orbs if you have color orbs. So I'm not a big fan of that. Unless That for 3 turns, reduce defense to 0 of all enemies, goes through the defense down debuff protection. If it doesn't, then this super typing is very, very average. It's okay. So overall, this Legend Shanks, at a glance, I don't think is anywhere near the top 10, and he might struggle to even be top 20 at this point on Japan, because we have so many busted legends, or not necessarily busted, but so many top legends on Japan right now. Very powerful legends. I would say he is a very good legend, but I would definitely not put him anywhere near the top 10. He's in the lower half of the top 20, towards the 20th mark, I would put him. I have to say I'm quite underwhelmed, because he's definitely not the best int captain either, and there's so many int legend captains now that you can be running from. There's so many to pick from. I would not say he's the best. He doesn't have beneficial orbs. He's a very, very simple, nothing really special about this. I mean, the tankiness is great, but do you really need tankiness in this day and age when you can just obliterate your opponents? And then the attack boost being a tap timing related one, super typing, not very easy to fulfill either. Doesn't even have Halloween lore here as a super typing condition. So you do need to have one of these limited rare recruits along with a Luffy or a Mihawk. And the only one that I would say is useful, convenient to have all the time is going to be that Mihawk, the Halloween Mihawk. Unless the Beckman, Yasop, or Lucky Roo rare recruits we're getting today are going to be great. Actually, I don't think Lucky Roo is even in this, so Beckman or Yasop. We'll take a look at those in a moment. Sailor abilities are actually pretty good. 100 stat to HP attack recovery to all units, really nice. Second Sailor ability will treat int orbs as beneficial, which is really good. Barrier penetration, pinch healing, heal block reduction, very nice. Support ability, once during the adventure when the enemy changes orbs, change orbs of Cerebral and Sasha characters to int orbs. That's really nice on this Mihawk. That's really, really good on Mihawk. It's not that useful on Luffy, Beckman, Yasop, or Lucky Roo unless you're using them for a different int team. Pirate Festival Special. 2 times characters attack and damage to enemies in forward-facing large range, which is really good. 70% chance to inflict movement seal to 4 enemies for 6 seconds. Not bad at all. That is pretty good. That's kind of like Aokiji V1 6+. So that's not bad at all. Pirate Festival ability level 5. Level 3 increased chance of enemies missing an attack. That's not bad. Level 5 attack down to Psi enemies. Really good. From the start of the battle for 40 seconds. Level 8 attack up to int allies. Ooh. Not bad. Not bad. Pirate Festival pattern. Normal, normal, strong, full. Attacks nearby enemies and immune to movement seal. Overall, if I had to rate this legend out of 10, I would give him like a 7.5 or an 8. Yeah, I'd give him like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. I don't think he's that amazing. He doesn't scream out to me as like being like, wow, this is so good. I'm a bit underwhelmed. I won't lie, I'm a bit underwhelmed. Let's take a look at Kizuna Kid, free-to-play unit, driven striker, doesn't have barrier penetration, 10-turn cooldown. Captain ability. Strengthen int characters. Attack 3.75 times. Free to play. This is better than V2 Akainu for strengthen int characters. V2 Akainu is a meme. 3.75 times. At the end of the turn, heal 3 times character's recovery. Crew will treat strengthen int orbs as beneficial. Special ability. Reduce 3 turns of defense up and threshold damage reduction. -1 cooldown to strengthen int characters. When the captain is strength or int for 4 turns, deal 200 times character's attack and int damage to all enemies at the end of the turn. So he's kind of like Colosseum Kid, but better. For strength and int teams, of course. For strength and int teams. Cooldown reduction, -8 cooldown to himself at the start of the adventure, which is, of course, with cooldown reduction sockets, you will have him immediately ready to go. He has Enrage. In Rage, he will counter 2 turns of special rewind on himself, plus 75 HP attack recovery to int characters. Not bad at all. Pirate Festival abilities. Let's take a look at his stats here. Not very good. They're okay. He has very high defense though. 214 defense is very, very high. 1.5 times attack in damage to enemies in medium range. Level 3 defense up to int allies. That's good for an int team if you're missing tanky units. Where remaining time is 50 seconds or less. Oh, that's not good. Level 2 defense up to int ally. That's not good. You shouldn't be using him in an int team unless you have nobody else. That's not worth investing into. That's a bit of a yikes. That one's a bit of a yikes. Let's take a look at Ben Beckman. Ben Beckman. Okay artwork. Okay artwork. Pirate Festival stats. He has nothing. He has absolutely nothing. Striker character attack 2.75 times. Reduces 1 turn of barrier on enemies. Reduce 5 turns of chain lock and chain coefficient. For 1 turn, boost orbs of crew by 2 times. Very good. That's a very, very good special. I think that's universal. It doesn't seem like there's any restrictions on that. So that's a really good special. Barrier penetration as well. Orb seal reduction. 2 very good limit breaks there. And then for Cerebral and Striker characters, plus 50 to all stats. Really, really nice. When Captain is a Striker or Cerebral character, crew will treat Psi Orbs as beneficial. So very nice as well. Support ability for Shanks, Yasop, Luckyru. Once during the adventure when the enemy does Chain Lock or Chain Coefficient reduction, reduce 3 turns of it for the following turn. That's okay, because you can't use this for Shanks' crew. You can't use this for the Shanks' crew because he's part of the Shanks' crew. This is good for the new V3 Shanks, so that's okay support. Special ability though. This special ability, very, very good. Very, very good. In Yasop, let's take a look. I'm assuming he hasn't got anything for Pirate Festival. No, he doesn't. Usopp's dad also has barrier penetration. 14 turn cooldown. This must be a pretty strong special then. -2 cooldown of the crew. Reduce 5 turns on Bind of Despair on the crew. Okay. Reduce 5 turns of defense up on enemy. That's really good. -2 turns cooldown. Really good. 5 turns Bind and Despair reduction, which is amazing. Reduce 5 turns of defense up, which is the perfect amount. Very, very good. Barrier penetration, orb seal reduction, great limit breaks as well. Counter 2 turns of special rewind on himself, so you can reduce your entire crew's rewind as well, which is amazing. Reduce 5 turns of special seal, that's so good on himself as well. And then his support ability, again, you can't use it on Shanks' crew. Once during the adventure when the support character triggers a special, reduce 2 turns of Bind and Despair on the crew. So Yasop and Ben Beckman are both really, really good rare recruits. So they're limited rare recruits for the Kizuna banner, I'm assuming. And then Shanks, I gotta say, out of all of them, Shanks is the most underwhelming. And the other ones are all pretty solid. Let me know what you think, guys, of that Shanks. Are you impressed? For me, this does not come out as something as like, wow, I really must own this legend. I really want it. A little bit underwhelming. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Thank you once again to Koala-san of the OPTC subreddit, putting in God's work. God bless him. And yeah, guys, remember to hashtag Dunkayoshi. It's a bit hard for me right now with the shaft I received so far on Global. Hashtag Dunkayoshi with a Bellissimo. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And bye-bye.